In 2006, we voted to remove a planet from our solar system. Not because it was dangerous, not because it disappeared, because it was small and then we forgot about it. For 9 years, a spacecraft traveled towards that forgotten world. 3 billion miles. Alone. What it found when it arrived did not match anything we had imagined. Not even close. Let's be honest about what we did. Pluto was discovered in 1930 by Clyde Tombaugh, a 24-year-old farm boy from Kansas who had never been to college. He found it by blinking 2 photographs together until something moved. It took 11 months of searching. The world named it after the god of the underworld. For 76 years, children memorized its name. And then, in a single afternoon in Prague, 424 astronomers raised their hands and ended it. Not a global referendum, not a public vote. 424 people in a room. Pluto was reclassified as a dwarf planet. The textbooks were rewritten, and Pluto kept moving, indifferent to what we decided. In January 2006, the same year as the vote, NASA launched a spacecraft called New Horizons. It was the size of a baby grand piano. It left Earth faster than any human-made object in history. A signal from New Horizons took 4.5 hours to reach Earth. On July 14, 2015, New Horizons made its closest approach to Pluto. It had 35 minutes to collect everything. Then it was gone, already past, still moving, unable to turn back. It took 16 months to download all the data. What came through changed everything. The first thing anyone noticed was the heart, a vast pale region on Pluto's surface, shaped almost perfectly like a valentine. Scientists named it Tombaugh Regio after the farm boy who found the planet. Inside that heart lies a glacier called Sputnik Planitia. It is the size of Texas and Oklahoma combined. It is made of nitrogen ice, and it is alive, not in a biological sense. But the glacier is actively moving. Cells of nitrogen ice, heated from below, rise slowly to the surface, cool, and sink again. A cycle that takes hundreds of thousands of years per rotation. This is called convection. It is the same process that moves tectonic plates on Earth. Pluto, at the edge of the solar system, 3 billion miles from the Sun, is geologically active. That was not supposed to be possible. Rising from the edges of that glacier are mountains. Some reach 3,500 meters, taller than the Alps. They are not made of rock, they are made of water ice. On Pluto, water ice is not liquid, it is not soft. At negative 230 degrees Celsius, water ice is structural. It behaves like granite. These mountains are effectively floating. They sit on top of the nitrogen glacier the way icebergs sit on ocean water, except the ocean is frozen. And the icebergs are mountains, and the mountains are made of water. Everything about Pluto refuses to be simple. Pluto has an atmosphere, a thin one, barely there, but real. It is made mostly of nitrogen, with traces of methane and carbon monoxide. When ultraviolet radiation from the sun hits that methane, it triggers a chemical reaction. It creates complex organic molecules called tholins. They are dark, they are reddish, and they fall, like snow, like soot, like the slow descent of something ancient. They coat the surface in a deep red-brown stain. The southern hemisphere of Pluto is covered in this material. It looks, from space, like dried blood. Tholins are considered potential precursors to life. The same chemistry that stains Pluto red may be related to the chemistry that started life on Earth. Pluto does not orbit the Sun alone. It has 5 moons. The largest, Charon, is so massive relative to Pluto that the 2 bodies orbit each other. They are technically a binary system. Neither one orbits the other. They orbit a shared point in space between them. Charon's north pole is stained dark red. Scientists call this region Mordor Macula. The name is not accidental. Methane gas escapes from Pluto's atmosphere, drifts across space and freezes onto Charon's pole. There, ultraviolet light converts it into the same dark tholins. Pluto is painting its own moon, with the same material that may be related to the origin of life. One world reaching across the void, marking another. And then there is this, Beneath Pluto's frozen surface, there may be a liquid ocean, not ice, liquid water. The evidence is indirect, but it is compelling. Sputnik Planitia is located almost perfectly aligned with Pluto's tidal axis. The point that faces Charon, that alignment is not random. For a basin to lock into that position, there had to be extra mass pulling it there. The most likely explanation, a subsurface ocean, denser than the surrounding ice, acting as a gravitational anchor. Additional support comes from the fracture patterns on Pluto's surface. They match the patterns you'd expect if a liquid layer beneath had expanded and cracked the crust from below. Something is liquid under there. Something is moving. 3 billion miles from the Sun, in the coldest, darkest region of the outer solar system. Liquid water, the same world that paints its moon with the building blocks of life, may be hiding an ocean beneath the ice. Here is what we thought Pluto was: a small, cold, dead rock at the edge of nothing. Here is what Pluto actually is: a geologically active world with mountain ranges taller than the Alps, a planet with a churning living glacier the size of 2 American states, a world where it snows complex organic molecules, a body that may contain a liquid ocean hidden beneath kilometers of ice, a system where one world paints another across the void of space. And we voted to remove it from the list, only because it was small. New Horizons did not stop at Pluto. It couldn't. It was moving too fast to slow down. It is still out there. Right now, as you watch this, New Horizons is approximately 60 astronomical units from Earth. That is 60 times the distance from the Earth to the Sun. It passed Pluto in 35 minutes. It spent 9.5 years getting there. Everything we know about Pluto came from a single flyby, one pass, no orbit, no landing, no return. And it rewrote the textbooks. Imagine what we'd find if we could stay. Pluto is not what we thought it was. It never was. We just weren't looking.